What's good YouTube, Ben here, welcome to the next video on the channel. Today I'm going to give you my updated build for Tenet Flux rifle. So if you want to see more content like this, please don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. Please remember to hit that like button because it's really important for the algorithm. Don't forget to turn on that notification bell to be notified of all uploads and live streams. Don't forget to join me on my Twitch links and my Discord. Those links are in the description below. Let's get into the video. Alright, so I did a build about a year ago on Tenet Flux rifle, and there's been some improvements since then. Now before we get into the actual video, let me just quickly point out a couple of things. So the first thing is, I always use Oxymoko in the Void, mainly because it's one of the latest game areas on the Steel Path for a casual, and because it has most kinds of enemies. So ones with just health and shields, and high armor. So it deals with pretty much everything. Next is, I don't use the Bane mods for damage, I use Serration, or whatever the equivalent is. I know I really should use the Bane mods. The reason I don't is because I always forget to change them when I go between different factions, and it just means I get negative damage whenever I change mission type, and it's really annoying, and I never remember to do it. So I'm just going to say this now, I use Serration. You can use Bane mods if you choose. I'll also remind you of that when we get to that point. Thirdly, any weapon you obtain by either going through a Kuva Lich or a Sister of Parvos, depending on what Warframe you use to start the Lich or the Sister off, will give you a different damage status type on the weapon. So for my Flux rifle, I've chosen Magnetic. I'll leave a link in the description below, beneath my links, for which Warframes give you which status types. But let's jump into the build. So we're running Galvanized Aptitude for 80% status chance and on kill plus 40% direct damage per status type affecting the target for 20 seconds, stacks up to 2 times. We're rocking Serration for 165% damage. Again, you can use a Bane mod if you want. You'll get more damage that way. I just choose Serration for general. Hunter Munitions for 30% plus chance to apply /procs on criticals, which is great for this weapon because this is a very big critical based weapon. Galvanized Chamber for plus 80% multi-shot and on kill plus 30% multi-shot for 20 seconds, stacks up to 5 times. So this weapon already pew-pews quite a lot, this just makes it pew-pew even more. Although if you do not have this mod or don't have it max strength, you could replace it for Split Chamber, although it's not as good. Critical Delay for 200% critical chance and negative 20% fire rate. The negative fire rate really doesn't impact this at all because this weapon just does massive pew-pews. If you don't have this, you could also replace it for a Point Strike. Rhyme Rounds for 60% cold and 60% status chance. Vital Sense for 120% critical damage. Malignant Force for 60% toxin and 60% status chance. And Vigilante Supplies. Not only does it convert unused ammo into primary ammo, but also gives you a 5% chance to enhance critical hits from primary weapons. And then Primary Merciless with rank 5 on kill, plus 30% damage for 4 seconds, stacks up to 12 times, plus 30% reload speed, plus 100% ammo maximum. So, build-wise, we're running Magnetic and Viral. Viral works in conjunction with the Hunter Munitions and the /procs in order to deal massive damage to the health, and then Magnetic is to get through the shields. So, let's jump into a mission and I'll show you what we can do. Alright, so we're here in Oxymoko in the Void, and this is basically what Tenet's Flux rifle does. So it does start off kind of slow, but even so, it's still pretty quick for taking out these enemies. Now, this weapon does work best against enemies with shields, but as you can see, it's no slouch when it comes to enemies with just health. It does cut through them pretty darn quick, and with enemies that have decent armor, the Hunter Munitions procs, which are more than likely going to land, will easily take them out, not a problem. And because the critical chance is so high, because it's 60% chance per bullet, more often than not, you will land those crits. As you can see, we're almost always landing crits. So those munitions procs are pretty much always going to land. Which of course is very good because stuff like bleed procs are multiplicative, not subtractive, so they'll just add to your damage as opposed to take away from it, which is really cool. And as you can see, we are literally taking out pretty much everything that comes in our path. For anyone wondering how this works against the Acolyte, so this is where the weapon gets interesting. Against the Acolyte shields, this weapon is no problem. But against the Acolyte's health itself, I tend to use this weapon as what's called a primer for the Acolyte's health. So a primer is where you use one weapon to inflict statuses and then use another weapon to deal the damage. So what I tend to do is shoot at the Acolyte till his shields are gone, make sure Hunter Munitions is proccing off, and then use my melee weapon, in this case Quassus, in order to deal the damage. So hopefully the Acolyte will spawn. If he doesn't, that's basically what I recommend you do with this weapon. And for anyone wondering how this works against the newer Eximuses because of the Sister Parvis update, it works really well against them. I also used only Flux Rifle to take out a Void Angel in Zariman, and it worked perfectly fine. And as you can see, we're not having much of a problem. Like, these enemies are just getting absolutely rinsed the second I start shooting at them. Like, they're gone within a second, maybe two. So we are dealing an insane amount of damage. Of course, you do more damage if you get headshots, and with Primary Merciless built up to its maximum, pretty much everything is just getting absolutely ruined by this weapon. But if you like this build, don't forget to hit that like button because it's really important for the algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe. It's currently the 26th of July and we're 2 away from 200, so it'd be great to get to 200. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell to be notified of all uploads and live streams, and don't forget to join me on my Twitch links and my Discord. Those links are in the description below, and I will see you guys next time.